Got a podcast, live stream, or webinar that needs recording? Grandma's Studio Loughborough. It's what your grandma would have wanted.
Welcome back to another 3Ps in a podcast. How are we going, lads?
Very hot, but
it is,
happy.
isn't it?
Yeah,
It's
great,
ridiculously hot. I can't believe how hot it is. It's the 22nd of July, because what I'm going to do, I'm going to chuck the time and the date in, so when people are watching, they can see. I'm actually hiding behind the mask, the microphone thing, at the moment. But this is something we've all got to set up. One day this will be running like clockwork, but I quite like it like this.
Yeah, because it's raw.
It's raw. It's organic, isn't it? A bit like you, Ady.
Very raw.
Very, very rough. So, welcome to the 3Ps in a podcast. Unfortunately, I've had to change the name of the channel on the podcast because Elliot says I can't have it as 3Ps in a podcast because that way I can't do anything else. I can't do like my beer garden on there. So, what I'm now calling it is the Blue Van Man podcast, but this will still be the 3Ps in the podcast section.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So when people want to look for 3Ps in the podcast, it still will be called that, but it's on the Blue Van Man podcast. So we're back in this place. It's, what's it called? Grandma's Podcast in Loughborough. It's a new little place that's set up. This is the second time we're using it. It is like sitting in Grandma's living room.
With the heating on.
Yeah. Are you warming up, Christopher?
You know, I can't see Chris.
You can't?
And, you got to move in a bit
And
more.
I can't see Big Lad because that's...
Yeah, but it's all right. I'm here, folks. Look, there's my
Hang
hand.
on.
Proves I'm here. But anyway, this place, you can hire it out. So if you just want to do
see me now?
podcast... Yeah. See you now? Can fucking hear you.
Me.
So you can hear this. You can hire this place if you want to do a podcast in Loughborough. Get onto Grandma's podcast. There will be a link down below on the YouTube thing. I've got to try and work out how to do podcasts because if you go onto Audio Boom, we're there. So then we're on. I think we're on Spotify as well and stuff like that. So it just
we're on Spotify.
I think it just leads to them all. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that because I'm sweating like a big fat pig. I've just been working on the van. Like a slug. Sweating like a slug. Kind of talks that. Anyway, let's get on with this chatting of this podcast. Now, Christopher, you brought up to me electric cars and how the government are pushing them. I bet you forgot that conversation.
No, not at all.
Go for it, mate. What do you think of them?
My thoughts are this with electric cars. I like the idea of them and I just think of the practicalities of them is this. Let's say, for example, let's say hybrid cars. I think they're more...
I can say hybrid cars. Hybrid cars. Easy.
But it's petrol and half, so you don't have to keep looking for charging points. Now, let's say a lot of people rent now. So for them to say to the landlord, do you mind if I get an electrical point put in?
Yeah.
The landlord might not like that.
Exactly.
Yeah, but the actual is, even these new builds, they're not putting them in, are they?
There's some in McDonald's car parks.
Yeah, but it's not the same, is it?
No.
That's the thing. And then it's the affordability. Because we're all like working class lads, but the maximum I'd spend on a car is maybe 20,000, and that's at a push.
Yeah.
So how is the average person going to afford these electric cars?
A second-hand battery electric car is probably knackered by the time you get it because I think the lifespan's only 8
Is it 8 years?
It's not long.
No.
Because I saw a picture the other day in France where they've had all these little electric cars and they're all in just fields.
I've seen that. Yeah, all these little ones. Yeah,
thousands
loads of them.
Yeah, it's just not worth doing doing them all.
But Boris Johnson's got this weird idea that he wants everything to be electric by 2030.
Yeah.
In less than 8 years.
Yeah.
I mean, what's wrong with them?
I don't know. And the other thing is what I don't understand. Just say you all live in a terrace. A lot of people live in terraced houses, don't they? And so Coronation Street, people, if you're watching this or listening to this, imagine Coronation Street. Now, you can't park many cars down Coronation Street.
No.
Now, how are you going to charge your car up? Because you can't have an electric power point on the front of them houses.
No.
It's just not practical. I don't think.
It ain't practical. It's just not practical. It's all very well coming out with the Greta Thunberg lines of, you know, you're killing my future and all that. You've got to be realistic, and 50-50 cars, I think, is the way to go.
Yeah.
Because, you know...
Yeah, that's about right.
Also, what happens if... say, how many cars you got in your family?
1.
So, say you've come here today to do this. Say you work during the day, but your missus works nights as a nurse, because we're all going on about the NHS, aren't we, and what a great thing it is. So your wife's a nurse. How's she going to get to work and charge the car up if you come in at 5 or 6 and she's starting at 7 or 8?
Got to wait a couple of hours.
You can't charge the car up because you've got to let the car charge up properly to keep the guarantee of the... It's all just fucking bullshit.
Yeah. And then, you know, another thing people forget, the safety aspect, is this. People charge them overnight.
Yeah.
And you know and I know, let's say you go down the high street and you've got all those housing association.
Yeah.
And students are drunk. And
it hasn't got to be a housing association or student.
Yeah.
You're stereotyping.
You are.
Okay, and then people like could throw beer on it. Like old me would have weed into it. You know, just as a reaction. So
what's stopping someone just unplugging it and putting theirs in?
I don't know. I suppose there's a different power points for a different car.
But just damaging it.
Yeah. Well,
you know, it's...
Or just cutting the cable.
Yeah. It's just not practical. And that Greta Thunberg, she's such a dreamer. I am going to be careful, but she has no idea about reality. You've heard of that guy, Professor Brian Cox?
Yeah.
To me, he's an absolute genius and a brilliant physicist. And this planet, no matter what we do to try and save money and try and help the environment, this planet is inevitably going to explode in 8 billion years.
Nothing lasts forever,
Every planet explodes.
Hasn't nobody seen Star Trek?
Yeah, and a new one is formed. So her saying, "Oh, you're ruining my life." You got 8 billion years. Don't worry about it.
Ruining your life. I ain't ruining anybody's life. I'm just going about what I was told a few years ago by the government to buy a diesel car because it's the best diesel.
That's why I've got petrol.
So
now.
I've got diesel. I've got a diesel van, diesel car, and now
it's crap.
I may as well be Jack the Ripper because I'm an evil bastard for driving a diesel car. Yet you can't change your mind. And yet to charge your car, you've got to go and plug it in. And where does your electric come from? Those dirty, great fucking power stations that are polluting the air.
It's just always hypocrisy, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's constant.
Yeah, it is. It is. But I'll tell you what, I've reviewed a couple. I reviewed a Mini and I've reviewed the ID on the Volkswagen.
Oh, yeah. They are nice.
They're fucking brilliant. They are so quick. That Mini just takes off.
Does it?
Really. Just go and review. Sorry, folks. Just go and say, I'm thinking about an electric car and take one for a test drive for an hour. You will absolutely love it. The Mini's really, really good. It's BMW quality. The Volkswagen's pretty good, but I don't think it's as much fun as the Mini. What are we on recording? 9 minutes. Yeah, just go and have a test drive in one. Say, I'm thinking of buying one, and you will love it. I want one. I do. I really do want.
How much are they?
Right. Well, I've done a few prices here, Christopher. A Fiat 500 is 20k.
Okay.
The Vauxhall Mocha, which I thought was a drink, is 30.5. A Vauxhall Corsa is 27.
Hang on, £30,000
£30,500
for a Volkswagen car.
A Vauxhall
car.
Mocha.
One of them little ones.
That's ridiculous.
No, Mocha's like a
it's like
SUV,
a small version, isn't it?
A Vauxhall Corsa, 27 grand.
That's a lot of money for a Corsa, isn't it?
That's what I mean.
And then a Mazda MX-30 is £26,000.
That's what I mean. How are you supposed to afford it? So no.
Well, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Sorry, Ady,
that's all right. That's like all these taxi drivers in America. I mean, London. They want them all electric, and they're making them buy them, aren't they?
Yeah.
I nearly bought a taxi the other day. I seen one on eBay.
Did you?
Yeah, it done something like 240,000 miles or something. And I think it was going.
What would you have done with it?
I'd have just used it as a novelty thing. I would not have done fake taxi either. I know where you're going, Christopher. I've known you far too long.
I might borrow that off you. Just get in the back here, love.
Yeah. So they're a lot of money, and like you say, I honestly don't think. I think they should have gone 50-50 first. Hybrids, get the electrics in so you can charge it up.
Yeah.
Well, and then we should have.
Look what they're doing to the M6 and that now, slowing the traffic down to 60, aren't they, for the pollution? Yeah,
but when you go slower, it's like when you're sitting there idling and stuff, and then starting up and going slow. You're changing gears.
Well, they're bringing all that in now.
Yeah. But to what? I don't understand what they want to get at the end of it. Because we're not saving the planet.
No. We're just prolonging it.
Yeah.
So what you reckon?
Prolonging the inevitable.
We should live fast and die hard.
Die young.
Or just really drag it out, be a load of miserable bastards.
But the older you get anyway, you don't get that much joy out of life. You know, when you're young, everything's new and exciting. When you get your first drink, when you get your first car, when you meet your first girlfriend, your first holiday, lad's holiday. And then, because what I've noticed, what I've been doing, stopping in.
Yeah.
And then, you put the news on and someone's getting stabbed or something bad. You think, thank God I stopped in.
Yeah, thank God. I just get excited putting new socks on now.
Yeah, getting new socks.
Getting new socks are great, isn't it?
And boxer shorts.
Yeah, boxers. Oh, do you know what? I've bought some boxer shorts. I bought them off eBay. Because I can't be asked to go in. It was when you had to go and queue up outside Primark, and I just can't be fucking asked.
Queue everywhere.
And I've bought these boxers, but they've got buttons in the front, right? Yeah. Your cock falls out. The buttons, like, come undone, and I took my pants down, my jeans down the other day, and my fucking knob and balls are hanging out. And another thing, right? Hold on, let me just start the camera again, because it's going to switch on. And another thing, right? When I was growing up and I was like 18 plus, right, my knob used to hang lower than my balls.
Yeah.
Right? And anyway, as I get out the bath, we've got a mirror on the wall on the hallway. So I got out the bath the other day, stood up. No, I was in the shower. I don't have bath because I can't fit in the bath because I'm too fat. And I got up and I thought, my balls are lower than my knob. It's like gravity just.
Yeah.
I'm like some old basset hound. With my bollocks hanging around my knees. And I thought,
it is
what's
weird,
going wrong
though.
there?
It's
I'm still the
because
same size, but
when you're younger,
the elastic's gone.
And your testicles are so full,
yeah,
because they're ready to explode. And then when you get older, they start like there's more skin. Because even I love my downstairs, and it's been admired all over the world. Do you shave
downstairs?
Yeah.
Have you got a Manscaped?
What's that?
I've got one. I've reviewed it on YouTube. It's a razor that's got a plastic blade, so it doesn't cut your sack.
Oh,
it's fucking brilliant! And every so often they'll send you extras like wipes and some kind of rub to keep.
I'll have a look at your review.
I've not read it yet.
It's because the skin's so baggy now. I just put it on the sink and then just. Like that, with some shaving foam, because my balls are that small now.
I like to be clean down there because it's like
it's hygienic.
It is, isn't it?
I've got to ask you an adult question.
And be honest.
Because I don't shave mine.
Do you two?
No, you're not.
No, bloody don't.
You know when you have a bath and stuff now, do you talc down there?
I have done because I get like when we used to drive the forklift, you used to get like a rash, didn't you?
Yeah.
And but since I shave now, I don't get the rash.
Do you use talc?
I use baby talc.
Yeah.
I used to do it all over.
Yeah, but do you do it more down there now? I do.
No,
it keeps you dead dry.
Yeah.
I'm not sure we should be disclosing
I just want to know how the fuck we got off from electric cars to shaving your nuts. That's it. Ady's steaming up. Look at his glasses.
Look at any glasses. I'm going to have to take them off in a minute.
Oh, brilliant. So that's it then. We've sorted that one out. Everybody just keep buying petrol and diesel cars and fuck them, and because that's what you can do.
Yeah, I agree.
Unless you can get terraced houses charged up.
And what's the difference? When they're saying about saving the planet, why is it all right for mobile phones to keep changing them every year?
Yeah,
there's millions wasted, and I mean millions.
Yeah.
And this bull about the battery. Apple and Samsung make sure that battery only lasts maximum 4 years.
Yeah, if you're lucky.
Yeah, So don't talk to me about this bull about the environment and when there's billions of mobile phones, and the last thing I want to say, that goddamn hypocrite, who's the guy who owns Bezos? What's his name?
Bezos. Well, I'm going to talk about.
We'll discuss
Jeff.
about that. Jeff,
Let's have a word with Jeff and his flying fucking dildo in a minute.
Jesus Christ!
So we'll leave that one there, folks. We are now moving on to word of the cast, Christopher. Word of the cast. So this is where I've said this before, but if you're new to the channel or the podcast, Chris used to come up to me and Ady and tell us a word that we had never heard of. So we've got a jingle for this. So if you're listening on the audio boom or whatever we're on, I'll cue the bloke in now. Can you cue the jingle now?
Chris's word of the podcast. Entropy.
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 I'm going to guess that could be a new idea of a travelling. No?
No. Lack of order or predictability, gradual decline into disorder.
That's my life. He's done that on purpose.
So last Saturday, loads of people descended on London just to cause entropy. You could use it like that.
You could use it like that, yeah.
Nice, Chris.
Thank
Are
you.
you impressed with that, Ady?
Yeah, very.
Yeah, I've got thousands.
Thousands of words.
Thousands of them.
Chris just loves words. They're fucking great. Entropy. We won't ask you how to spell it because it's just going on. Right. Well, so we're going to move on now then, because you actually mentioned Jeff Bezos. Bezos. How does he say?
I'm going to say
he's got 5
Bezos.
letters. Yeah, he's got 5 letters in it, and I can't say the fucking thing.
Bezos.
Who's he then?
You never heard
You've
of
never
Jeff
heard of
Bezos?
it. I bet you've
He
used
owns
his facilities.
Amazon. Right. Oh, okay.
Yeah, you've heard of
you
Amazon.
didn't know
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
You've not. I've not been in the river.
You ever ordered anything from Amazon?
Yeah,
This is
loads
why
of
I
times.
love AD on
Loads
it.
of times.
Well, he's the CEO of it.
Yeah.
Is he the second richest man?
I think it tosses over between him and
Bill
Elon.
Gates.
Is it Elon Musk? Ain't he the richest? No. Bring it up on your phone. Have a look. Have a look.
In fact,
This is why I love Ady on here. It's like me and Chris do loads of the talking, then Ady will just say, "Do you know who he is?" No.
who's the richest man in the world?
I don't know. I've just asked you that. Oh, you should have said person.
Wikipedia, the world's billionaires is an annual ranking by documented net worth of the wealthiest billionaires in the world, compiled and published in March annually by the American Business Magazine.
Right. I think you're right. He is the richest.
Oh yeah, it probably is.
Come up. Bear with me.
Bear with.
Bloody hell. Jeff Bezos first, Elon Musk
Yeah.
second, Bernard Arnault third,
He's got to be a Arab, innit? He's got to have some oil.
and Bill Gates fourth.
I bet that pisses Bill Gates off because he was number 1 for years, weren't
The
he?
thing is, if all of them took 20% of their wealth, they'd eradicate homelessness around the world.
I agree because Bill Gates, he does a lot of charity work, don't he? A lot of charity, but it's only
But
charity.
he does it abroad.
Yeah, but he does it that enables him. If you notice, most of these things now are universities that run by him, and the only adapt his ideas. They don't. It's not like it's not like Bill Gates is going to call ARA Day. I'll give you so many thousands of pounds or millions of pounds. Do what you do, but you have to do my beliefs.
Yeah.
And a lot of people,
gotta
a lot of
benefit
these
him.
companies or these universities will go, okay, man, Mr. Gates, we'll do exactly as you say.
But
just
they
give us
do
the
it
money."
to get the money.
Yeah.
That's why.
Well, that's what I think anyway. And if you look into things deeper, he's got more pies than fingers and whatever. But anyway, Richard Branson went into space the other day. I just don't understand the point of this. Jeff, he went off and he's flying fucking dildo the other day. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
All that money and he makes a fucking...
Literally is.
Can you imagine if it blew up?
They're just bored, aren't
I'll be
they?
laughing.
It's just
It's
something to
boredom.
spend their money on,
It
isn't
is.
it?
I mean, all they're doing is they're going up there onto the edge of space just so they can float around for fucking 5 minutes and then come back down and say, I've been into space. No, you fucking ain't.
But it goes to show how narcissistic they are.
Yeah.
Because Richard Branson, as a human being, I think he's quite a decent bloke, but his ego has always been massive.
Yeah.
Years ago, when he sailed round...
Touch close to the mic, please, Christopher.
Years ago, when he sailed around the Atlantic.
Yeah.
And the parachutes.
He
and
did
all
the balloon one, didn't he?
Balloons. That was brilliant. The balloons
Yeah.
were fucking so funny because he just kept popping his balloon. He took off, popped it, got so far, popped it, got to Ireland, and crashed in the sea.
I agree with Ady. I think they've got that much money.
Yeah.
They're bored. It's but I'm gobsmacked how much it costs.
Yeah, but ain't they doing it for like a business, having rich people pay for tickets to go and do that?
Yeah, but the world's on its
But don't you
arse.
find that
I know,
a bit
but-
sickening?
Yeah, it
because
is.
they've brought in this pandemic, which is just obviously.
Oh,
it's
yeah,
like-
Charlie Mullins say that, pandemic. He goes, a pandemic. How can a man have so much money and not say pandemic, pandemic?
And like loads of people have like committed suicide. Businesses have gone over. It's just awful. And yet the next minute, especially the BBC, I hate the BBC. They'll say,
hate them all.
like they'll say, oh, and today this company that's been on the high street for 200 years has folded and 200 people lost their jobs. But Jeff Bezos been up into space.
And he's
I'm
flying
thinking,
fucking dildo.
are you taking the mickey? It's
Yeah, but this also leads on to the fact that we've all been told to be green, buy electric cars. We've just done, isn't it? You can only you can only sell your house if it's got a certain boiler in it. It's all green, 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 right? Why are they fucking doing this? I mean, I've got a few bits here. They're saying that apparently it's okay. There's very, very little emissions. Well, don't send the fucker up, and we'll have absolutely no emissions.
little emissions. How it took how long? Maybe 2 minutes to get into space.
Yeah.
All that fuel
Yeah.
would take people like me and you a lifetime to using our cars.
Yeah.
And he used
He's
that
gone
in
up
2
just
minutes.
to float about so I can feel weightlessness. Well, fucking go in one of those things.
You can do it. You can do that down here, can't you?
Yeah.
They've got one of them weightless things where you can.
It's called
It's,
water.
it's an ego thing. Yeah, it's called the Skegness Sea.
Yeah, it is. Just got money, more money than sense.
I
man.
mean, the thing as well is it's like Elon Musk, he's doing space thing, isn't he? But you can actually see what he's doing. He's got like his fucking 60 satellites in a row going up there, isn't he? So he's actually doing something. These pair are just playing fucking astronauts, and it winds me up.
I've got a good question. Now we're talking about space. What's the point of the space station? Why is it there?
I don't know. Is it so they can see if slugs can move in?
Because Ronald Reagan gave the green light for it, but I don't understand its purpose.
Well,
I
think,
really don't.
Didn't he do it because of the Star Wars thing? Didn't he?
Because in case Russia,
Fired
the Cold
nuclear
War's
weapons.
gone.
Yeah.
Because as soon as he did that, 3 years later, him and Gorbachev made a deal.
Yeah.
And to get rid of the Cold War.
I think there is a reason. I think that to have the space station up there is good for research because let's face it, one day they are going to travel to Mars. They are going to travel to. So there is something there, but I
don't even think we'll get to Mars.
No.
And when we do, there's nothing there.
No.
Like it's not livable.
Bit like Colville.
Bagworth. Jesus Christ, you've been there lately.
No.
Oh my God. You could buy a 4-bed house for 20 quid.
Really?
That's how rough it is up there.
Obviously, there are houses more expensive in Bagworth than Chris is just stereotype there. No, I do not wish to be associated with the offending remarks. Yeah, but it's just like, I don't know, I'm just fed up with these silly fucking rich idiots just thinking they can do absolutely anything when people are absolutely, people are on their arse. They don't know where to turn, and some twat's going up into the space, and the media are saying, "Oh, isn't it great?" and "Oh, bow down to Mr. fucking Bezos," and I can get a fucking keyring from China for fucking 28p. Well, fucking done.
You know what we haven't spoke about? It's really important. The Euros.
Oh, well, I was actually going to ask. I was going to ask, but I was going to ask last week when Chris hadn't got the dumps.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry about that, folks.
He had to raid off.
Blimey. it was bad. You know what? There's another quick thing I will mention. Don't bother having health supplements because they make it worse.
I'll ask you about that later anyway.
Yeah. Honestly, it killed me.
Did it?
Yeah.
What health supplements do you have? Mind you, we're a bit short. We've got to be careful what we say in case we offend anybody.
It's called... I sent you the picture, didn't I?
But what is it? Because that's what I suffer from, you see.
Is it?
Yeah, well...
Right then. It's called...
Speaking to the microphone.
All right, sorry. It's called ashwagandha. Ashwagandha powder. It supports healthy nervous system. And you can see that.
No, you can't see it. I'll put a link down.
Yeah. So I saw it advertised because the older you get, you always look for different supplements to give you more energy. And anyway, it had brilliant reviews. So I ordered it off Amazon.
Good old Jeff and his rocket.
And it says, add it to porridge or warm milk or protein shake. So the night before I put it in, it tasted a bit chalky and I thought, it doesn't matter. Next morning, I had to go to the toilet, if you know what I mean. And I was supposed to come here. And my stomach was cramping up badly and I felt sick. So, yeah, I had to pull out. And I'm never ill, but I don't have it. Yeah, don't have it.
Well, you can have it, but be careful. Because what Chris has said is it didn't suit him. It might be all right for you, but just be careful because it might make you trot. Now, this is a Tardis moment. This is where we ask each other the question. If you could go back in time, you could get in a Tardis, that thing off Doctor Who, and go back in time and witness a part of history being made. Where would you go back? We don't go forward because obviously we don't know what's happened. So the soundings fell off and it Ady on
That's
the
what I thought.
Yeah, looked like a bat, did it?
Yeah.
So where would you go back in time, Ady, this time?
Well, being that you're talking about space, I'd like to be on the moon. You know when the first man landed on the moon, you know how they thought it was fake?
Yeah.
Well, I'd like to be standing on the moon and see if it actually did happen.
Yes. Oh, that's a good one, that.
Do you think it was fake?
Well, I don't know. I don't really know. I mean, who's to say?
There's a picture. Sorry for putting it. There's a picture of Neil Armstrong's suit.
Yeah.
Right, on the table. And the soles of his shoes are flat. Yet the first print...
Zigzag.
Is like, you can see the tread. And I don't know how true that is. Do you know what? There's a lot I don't believe that's happening in the world today or in the days gone by, because I think there's so many people out there who are taking the piss out of us. I think there's too many who actually listen to stuff and believe what they're told. So that is a very good one, that, Ada.
Yeah, I like that.
Would you have a spacesuit or would you just be there?
No.
Hiding behind the rocks.
I'll be looking through the window in the Tardis. But, you know, if you had a strong enough camera, wouldn't you be able to see the flags?
Well, this is what they say, isn't it?
You got to remember, it's the early 60s.
Yeah, but...
The technology wasn't...
Yeah, but what Ady's saying is, surely we must have a telescope now. If we've got the Hubble that can see...
Oh, yeah.
Surely we could be able to sit on the floor here with a powerful telescope and see a flag.
But you've got to take in consideration years that have passed, the weather conditions...
Where?
And the moon.
What weather conditions?
There's
no fucking weather conditions. There's no atmosphere.
There's none at all?
No. There's no atmosphere. It's like a fucking nightclub in Colville.
But there might be some meteorites. Or it just fell over. I'm not exactly sure.
Yeah, but you'll see the evidence, won't you, surely?
I don't know.
How many times did they go to the moon?
Once.
No, I think you're wrong.
I think they've been about...
No, they've been a few
Apollo
times.
13,
yeah,
so
I think they've been a couple of times.
Yeah, did that fail?
Yeah, that one came back, but there'd obviously been other ones before, haven't there? And after
yeah.
But the Russians went...
No, it's only been the Americanos.
I've been watching too many Tom Hanks films.
There's more than one.
Yeah, there's only been Americans in there.
Oh.
Because that was the big space race, weren't it, to get to the moon first. And that's why
They could have faked it. So it looked like they got there first.
Like, America's better than Russia.
Yeah,
We've got to the moon first.
Do I think they faked it? I'd like to think not.
Yeah. Well, look at it this way, right? When they landed on the moon back in the 60s, what, it's 69?
Yeah.
They got a phone call from the moon to President Nixon.
Yeah.
And they're like, hey up, mate, how you going?
Yeah.
He's going like, have a nice day. Would you like fries with that?
But I don't...
Yeah, I can't even phone June sometimes from Shepshed.
I don't understand how they got that satellite connection from the moon to the Earth in 1968,
yeah, but
69.
why do you think it's so hard to go and land on there now? You would have thought it'd be really easy now, wouldn't you?
Really easy.
With the technology.
Why don't, here, if you lads are listening, Musk, Branson, Jeff Bezos, and who's the fourth bloke? That
Savage Javid.
Yeah, no. No, not him. He's got a cold. Why don't they just put all their money together
and do a moon landing?
Virgin, Musk, Flying Dildo, Explorations, and all get together and just land on the fucking moon. Then they could own the moon.
Yeah.
That'd be brilliant. Why don't they all just club up together? They could have Vince McMahon from the wrestling. He could join in.
Vince McMahon.
Yeah.
He started that WF,
Bill Gates. Yeah. No, his dad started it.
His dad did?
Yeah, his dad.
Oh.
Yeah. Bill Gates, he could do all the computer work for it, couldn't he? And then set up his own university up there for the Moomins to learn what he wants them to learn.
I just don't understand this space race thing. I love astrology and stars, but I just don't understand why they waste so much money to
No, I don't.
to
just
do
to
it.
Float up there.
Yeah,
Like a
I mean,
fart.
there's certain things I totally think are amazing is sat navs and how we got all these, because when we were kids we only had 3 TV channels,
Yeah.
and now there's thousands, and that's because Rupert Murdoch and the Americans put all these satellites up so we can have that. And sat navs are Google Maps.
Yeah.
But this.
What's the
going to
best?
moon.
Google Maps, the Samsung version or the Apple version?
Samsung for me.
Yeah, I think the Samsung one.
Samsung. It's just so simple.
When June puts the one on her phone, I could snap it over my knee.
Yeah.
He sounds like a pompous twat. I could quite easily.
Do you know what I like about the Samsung one? It's
the voice.
Yeah, but it's just so precise.
Yeah.
It tells you where there's speed cameras, bridge heights.
There's another one. Hold on. Jeff Webster at work told me of what. Oh, I think I've deleted it because I never used it. Where is it? Oh no. Hold on. I've got to get my glasses on account. Fucking C. Waze. Waze.
I've got that.
W-A-Z-E.
Yeah, I've got that.
It even tells you.
Yeah, it is quite good.
It even tells you where there's a pothole.
Yeah, I've got that.
Hang on, is that a free?
Yeah.
Let's have a look.
It's that one.
Yeah, I've got that.
Just get that. And it even tells you where there's a pothole and everything. They reckon it's absolutely brilliant.
What, and it's better than Google Maps?
So they reckon.
Give it a go when you go on.
Give it a go,
I'll try that.
Yeah, because you got lost on the way
Oh,
there,
I
didn't
can't
you?
believe... That's the lads talking to me.
Oh, for fuck's sake. You drive a lorry for a living.
I know.
Christopher, why did you run into the back of that transit? Fucking hell. Somebody was talking to me. Your turn then, Christopher. Where would yours go? Oh, what we're on? Oh, we're only on 7 minutes.
Right, mine would be, and I've given this a bit of thought, I would love to be in the room with a conversation between Tony Blair and George Bush when David Kelly came back and said, listen, we've checked for those weapons of mass destruction. There's absolutely nothing.
Fuck all there, lads.
Right. And then he tells Tony Blair that. And I'd love to know the phone call then that Tony Blair made to George Bush and everything that was said.
Yeah.
Because a week later, Dr. David Kelly was found in a field with both his hands, his wrist cut. And yet, they went to war.
Yeah.
And now, look what's happened.
The only thing they found in a hole was fucking Saddam Hussein.
Oh my God, it's just... It was illegal. What they did was illegal.
Yeah.
And you can still see the aftermath now because all the immigrants on the news, they were stopping them saying, where are you from? Iran. Where are you from?
Well, they're going to
Iraq.
say anywhere they want to enter, really.
Right.
Yeah.
So
there's not anywhere where they're not going to get.
But when
sent
Saddam
back to.
Hussein was in charge, they never used to come over.
No.
And now it's non-stop.
Do you know what? When this all started, when the Gulf War started, George Michael was on the news on some Sunday morning news programme. And I'm thinking, oh, what the fuck's he on there? George, just get back to the studio and record a new... Anyway, he was saying, George Michael said...
You heard about the first one with his dad?
Yeah, the first one.
George Bush's dad?
Yeah, no, I think it was the second. Anyway, it was one of the Gulf Wars. I can't remember. I'm not going to make myself sound a bigger twat than I already am. And he said, this is going to have repercussions where people will, come from countries to everywhere.
What, George Michael said that?
George Michael said it. And I'm thinking, yeah, all right, George, just fucking wake me up before you fuck off and go. And he was right, what he was saying. Because it's just exploded. It's caused trouble in Libya and Afghanistan and all over. And all because...
In America, 9/11.
George Bush and all because of George Bush and Tony fucking lying bastard.
It's bad. So that's my Tardis moment. I'd love to be... just hearing that phone call and what was really, really said.
Yeah.
When 1 million people, we're supposed to live in a democracy, and 1 million people went on the streets and said no.
Yeah.
And he still...
But that was another thing where the government and the media had got people so riled up saying, look, he's got weapons, he can blow us up, he can kill us. And people go, yeah, get him. And I'm thinking... Yeah, and I was one of them thinking, we should stop him. We've got to stop him. And I fell for the media bullshit. Yeah,
because we were young and we had our blinkers on. When you get older, you think, hang on, something's amiss. As soon as you take your blinkers off and you see the reality of it. Because when I was a kid, remember watching Going Live? Going Live with Sarah Green. Sorry. And Paul Schofield, Philip Schofield. And I used to get so excited to see the bands like 5 Star.
5 Star.
I forgot, what's that song called? Rain or shine, you'll never be. Any record producers out there?
That sounds brilliant with your microphone. Got to be an A day. There's a cat.
And then turn around and they say, and here's a video link from New York with New Kids on the Block. And I thought, oh my God, amazing.
Yeah.
And then I saw the reality of it.
It's shit.
Bull. Absolute bull.
You just get fed shit, don't you? You get fed shit and people believe
a lot of it. Yeah. A lot of it.
Yeah.
I don't believe a fucking anything now.
I don't anymore.
My TARDIS moment would be John Lennon.
Ooh.
Being shot.
In New York?
Yeah. I would love to be there and say, oh, yeah, fucking get back, John. Or, rugby tackle John Lennon and save him.
Why, though?
Because I like John Lennon. I think to lose a talent like that is just for somebody to shoot him because he heard voices in his head. And I
thought you couldn't change history, big lad. I thought you could just go there.
You see, that's what I was about to say. He's now an icon.
Yeah.
Jimi Hendrix, an icon. Jim Morrison.
I thought you were going to say
James Belushi.
Jimmy Savile then.
I think certain people are supposed to die at a certain time. It's like Amy Winehouse. Do you know it's been 10 years since she's been killed, died? Yeah. James Dean, he was only 27 when he died, but he's an icon.
Yeah.
So if you would have stopped that, would it have been like how... Because Paul McCartney's music's shit now.
Yeah, it is.
I can't even listen to it.
No, I can't listen to it. I can't. Do you know what? He's done a few good ones, but I think John Lennon rode the wave and Paul McCartney was clinging on to him. There's a reason why it's Lennon and McCartney, not McCartney and Lennon.
Normally I'd agree with you on loads of things, but I'm going to call this my Joe Rogan situation here, is this. Some collaborations, one works with the other.
Yeah.
And Paul McCartney, when he did Wings, what were they called?
Wings.
Yeah, Wings. Don't get technical on me now. Some of their music was brilliant, but that's all down to Paul McCartney. John Lennon, with that Oko Ono, their music was all right, but together it was brilliant. If you listen to Sgt. Pepper's, just a brilliant album.
Yeah.
But you had Lennon's bit and Paul McCartney's, and both of them. So I think it was equal. To be fair.
Yeah, you're probably right. I think Lennon was the better one of the two. I've just got this thing where Lennon was like
edgier,
years ahead of his thing,
his
station or whatever it is.
But do you know why that is? I watched this documentary about him. He had a hard upbringing.
Yeah.
And it was tough, and you can tell that. You know what that comments he said when he went to New York, said about the Beatles bigger than Jesus. Them lot, stood behind him. Lennon had to take all that shit, the death threats.
And he's probably right.
Of course he, especially now.
Yeah.
You ask anyone under 25 if they're religious, they won't even read the Bible.
I'm 52. I'm not religious one bit.
No, I'm not.
I just are you?
No, not at all.
Because it's impossible to believe.
It is.
I mean, I can't. If we got into it, we'd be here for hours. But it's just a storyboard.
The thing is now people have got to leave in comments saying, "I was a fan of yours, BBM, until this," and then you said they don't believe in religion. Awesome.
Blasphemy.
Well, if that's the case, well,
you're burning hell.
Yeah, just leave them, because I've got my beliefs. You can have yours, and I'm just here to entertain.
Can I just say one thing? This is what I always say to people who try and ram
it's the root
religion.
Of all evil.
Is this? They say God made the planet in 6 days and rested on the seventh.
Yeah.
Yet planets take billions of years to evolve.
Yeah.
And when you say to them, "Okay, fair enough. I respect your view, but who made the other 10 planets in our solar system?"
Exactly.
And then their answer is. Other gods, not our God.
Well, what God's living on that? What God's living on Saturn?
But people really believe it, and you get millions of people praying, and I just think this is crazy.
Do you listen to Ricky Gervais?
I love Ricky Gervais.
I fucking love Ricky Gervais,
and he's so honest. Like he's an atheist, isn't he?
And he says along the lines of, I'm not quoting him because I can't remember what he fucking said, but he doesn't believe in God. Right, and then he'll say, well, and then a Christian will say, well, there is a God and all this, and he's saying, well, no, because he's like 10,000 gods, and he just believes in one less than you, and he's so true.
Yeah,
he's just so true of what he's saying.
I think people do it as a comfort thing because
definitely
they think when I die, I'm going to go to a really good place. We're in a good place. Like waking up to the sunshine, having nice food. Making love to a beautiful woman. Yes. Is all.
If you're lucky.
Yeah, if you're really lucky. That's to me heaven.
It's too hot for sex at the moment.
But, you can have someone like Myra Hindley who then decides they've done the most heinous crime and turn around and say, I've become religious now, so can I go into heaven? I've never heard a crock of rubbish in all my life.
And the other thing where you said, like, God made the world in six days. I can't do a fucking camper van in 10 weeks at the moment. Fucking nightmare.
So, yeah, religion.
Yeah. So we did well there because we've gone on from John Lennon to Myra Hindley. This is what I love about this fucking podcast. It is just three lads having a chat. Ady melting in the corner.
You still are?
Yeah, it is warm.
Goddamn boiling.
Well, we're nearly done now because we've done that. Just a couple more things to do. What was your first car, Ady?
A Vauxhall Cavalier GL, and it was green.
Oh, 1.6, 1.8?
1.6.
Was it a gift or did you buy it yourself?
No, I bought it. GL, and I put... where the back number plate is, I put a fluorescent. You could buy these extras to put on. I put a spoiler on it.
Oh, nice!
Did you tell the insurance? No. So not only has he been hit by a copper with going across a fucking zebra crossing on his bike, he's now putting illegal materials on his car.
No, I was living Roundhill Way.
I bet you felt so cool though.
I thought it was all right. And in fact, I passed my test in it.
Did you?
Because I failed my test in the instructor's cars about, twice. And I thought I had enough of this.
How old were you when you passed your test?
I'm not sure now, about 19. I can't, yeah.
Did you pass first time?
No, that's what I'm telling you. I failed a couple of times and I had enough of it, so I took it in my own car. and I passed.
Good lad. Did you smash it up?
No, I didn't.
Did you?
How long did you keep it for?
I did knock a cyclist off her and dented my bonnet. Not very good. But
Yeah, how long did you keep it for?
a few years, because then my partner at the time, we split up, so I sold it.
Why? Because you split up?
No, because we had an house, and so I bought myself an Astra GTE.
No.
A couple of years
you
up.
upgraded.
Electronic
Oh
dashboard.
my God, I remember one of my mates had one of them. Did you have a white one or red?
White one.
Yeah.
Everyone used to look in because it had digital dashboard.
It was
Yeah,
unheard
because it used to
of.
go like that, didn't it?
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Up and over.
Bloody
Digital
hell.
dashboard. Brilliant.
What
it
was yours?
My first car was a Mark III Cortina. I had it off my mate. It got the round headlights, the two twin headlights.
Yeah.
It was powder blue,
Oh.
and it was good. It was
Can you remember how much you paid for it?
£200?
£200.
Crazy.
Yeah.
I tell you what, it'd be worth a fortune now, you know.
Not really, because I've sprayed it and I've completely fucked that up and all. It was a little bit like my camper van. I fucked. So
Can you imagine young people, mate, if you say to them, just wind your window down?
Yeah.
Because that's what we had to do. Wind the windows down.
They wouldn't know what to do.
And I remember I had a sunroof and it had a clip, just
Yeah.
clipped it like that.
Yeah.
And then I'll say to the girls, check it out.
yeah, you did.
What did you have?
This wasn't my first car, but had an Orion
Yeah, the
Gear
sunroof.
1.6 and it had a sunroof. And I took it down to Colville
Yeah.
and like parts up and you went,
I had a Mark IV Cortina as well. My dad
I
bought me
love
that as a birthday
Cortinas.
present. Yeah.
I tell you something, all those old cars, if they're in good nick, they
Yeah.
fetch big money.
I'm telling you now, Ady, no matter where I drive, if I see an old car like a Fiesta XR2 or Cortina or the really old Granadas, remember the professionals
Yeah.
in Cowley?
Yeah,
had
yeah.
a Granada and it had that big phone, like
Yeah.
dead serious in the back. I think they're gorgeous.
Yeah, I do.
And I always slow down and just admire it.
Yeah.
Great cars.
And they had character, them cars, didn't they?
yeah.
So, and then after that one, I had a Transit.
Yeah.
So what were
but
yours, Chris?
mine was,
And I remember it.
it was a real ladies puller. It was an orange Mini Metro.
Metro.
I think it was a lady's car.
And it was, it was my sister's originally. And it was a 950cc, just under a litre.
Yeah.
Not
Cheap
63
insurance.
days. Cheap insurance. Oh, mate, I passed my test when I was 18. And I was same as you, AD, 3 times. But my insurance was really high.
Yeah.
Mine cost me £1,000 for that GTE.
See, mine was about 750. And obviously, I couldn't afford, I had to pay like 25 quid a month or something.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was, and the stereo was on the floor, do you remember?
Yeah.
And I'd say to the passenger, change the tape.
Yeah.
Going down the Fox and Goose. Yeah. Oh, my God.
Mickey Nelson trying to change the tape. You have to
But
wind
when
it
we
back up
worked
first
at
with
that
a pen.
food place and I pulled up in, can't you remember?
Where was that?
That food place.
Oh, Fresh Pack.
Fresh
yes.
Pack.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, I can remember that. Yeah.
Because in them days, I was like 17.5 stone.
Yeah.
And I'd get out, like, and put my overalls on.
He used to have his overalls
With
around
my-
his waist like a fucking Coca-Cola advert.
Oh, we had to work a Sunday as well, didn't we?
Yeah, we had to work Sundays, didn't we? Yeah.
Because you had the main job of the spinning.
Yeah.
thing.
Fucking hell, yeah.
That was a
Scrapping them.
shit job.
Yeah. Well, it's character building. Shit
Oh,
jobs. are character
definitely.
building. People out there, right, kids and that, if you're listening now, take a shit job because it's character building. You'll look back at it and laugh.
Yeah.
When we used to roll up and like there was a complete Arctic full of eggs.
Oh, my God, it
And
would
we used
take
to
all
have to
day.
handball the eggs off. Not like one egg, they're in boxes.
That
We
was
used to have
tough.
that was fucking, and in weather like this, it was fucking hard work, weren't it?
You know what? That sort of gave me the spur on. Like, you were my main reason for taking my HGV, but I used to see the guy just sit there and
Yeah.
say, how long will you be, lads? Oh, about 4 hours. And he'd just go sleep. And I thought, that's a good little
The
number.
driver would go sleep and knock one out over
Oh, when we were at Cannon, and the guy would come in and say, how long are you going to be? Because we had to tip it and then load it.
Yeah.
And he'd go in the canteen. And I thought, that's my kind of job,
Yeah.
that. And then you did it. And then you said, oh, it's dead good. It's dead easy. I thought, sod it, I'm doing it.
Yeah. It is one of them things, isn't it? So, I've had a right day on the back of that van with my dad trying to fit that fucking...
How are you getting on with it?
We're doing all right. By the way, to the bloke who's editing this, leave all this in as well, because it's just natural. It's coming along all right. We've got the kitchen bit in now. We've got the floor down. We've got the ceiling sorted. I went and got the wires all sorted for the electric, so it's all good. What the fuck you got now?
Oh, mate, it's got my vitamins in. It's...
Oh, it ain't going to make you shit all over the place, is it?
It's mango and passion fruit, vitamin D.
Are you back training yet? Because you've had your serious operation, ain't you?
I started back at the gym, but I'm doing like cardio. I can't do weights or anything.
No. You don't look bad for it. I think so. Yeah, so say you ain't lifted out then for a good couple of months. You don't look bad for it.
Thank you. Do you want a date?
No, I'm quite happy with June. One woman in my life's more than enough. Right, it's a big event happening at the moment. We were going to chat about the Euros, but obviously Chris had the shits. The Olympics.
Yes.
What do you reckon to the Olympics, folks? Because...
I'll let Ady start with this one.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, because you're an athlete, Ady.
Well, I must admit, I didn't even know it started till yesterday. I didn't realise because I was watching a bit of the football. No, the football's on.
Yeah, the pre.
Some of the football matches
the
have been
women's
on.
football.
Yeah.
Is on, isn't it?
But I mean, I can understand that they've been training all this time for it. I really can, but I just don't see the fun in just empty stadiums and. You know what I mean?
I don't understand also is that we've just had the Euros here. We had 60,000 in the final, 60,000 in the semis, and in other parts of Europe they've had loads. Yeah, in China, Japan, nobody's going to be there.
But
I don't understand why
they
they didn't cancel it and do what we did with the Euros. You know, we were supposed to have the Euros last year. I think they should have cancelled it.
The Olympics should have been last year.
Yeah, it's been cancelled already, Chris.
It should have been cancelled.
You just think of the money they've spent to all the stadiums and that.
Billions.
So you can understand them, can't you, wanting the money for it.
Chris, you're not in the camera.
All right, sorry.
It's a shame, really.
You're the eye candy, Chris.
I know.
That's why you're on here, mate.
Thank you.
Yeah.
felt like Bros then.
Yeah. I owe you nothing. Nothing at all. Yeah, I know what you mean there, Ady, because, sorry, I was just wiping my face because I'm hot and it's sticky in here. We're going to knock this on the head in a bit because we're all going to collapse. There was just a camera of like three of us.
Can you imagine being on Central News? 3 young lads, old lads, collapsed.
Died of dehydration and heat exhaustion.
Talking about Bros.
Yeah, talking about Matt and Luke. Yeah, you're right there, Ady. It just seems such a shame because... You know, people work hard for this moment in their life to perform in front of an empty... Surely they can allow some fuckers in.
Of course they can. Of course they can. It's, for some reason, this pandemic has got into people's mindset and it's scared them that much. They really believe all the... Because I know people have died.
Is this virtual signalling again then from the Japanese government where they're saying, oh, look, we're not even allowing anybody to watch a marathon?
I don't know what's happening to the world, but people are really believing it, and it's worrying because, like you hit the nail on the head. We had 60,000 people. We had 140,000 at where was it last week? Silverstone. 170 on the Saturday, 140 on the Sunday, and yet the Japanese say, "Whoa, someone, no one," and a lot of people have fallen for it.
Would have travelled from out of England to Silverstone. There must have been a certain percentage.
Of course, there was
definitely.
You know,
I mean, you had the Italians at the final. You had the Italians at the semi-final. You had the Danish at the Vikings coming over on the boats.
Yeah,
coming over, and
it's just
semi-final.
And the thing is, when everyone's vaccinated, this will be a thing of the past. This time next year, we won't really be discussing it. And when we do, we'll be like, God, can you imagine we really did that? Yeah. I mean, I'm going to tell you just a really, really quick story. So my mate sent me a text saying the Odeon Cinema is showing Superman. And I was too young to watch it because I got to watch Superman 2 in 1980, but too young to watch the original in 1978. So I said to my friend, do you want to go? And she says, yeah. And we got there, and the bloke said, you can't come in. I said, what are you talking about? Social distancing. I said, on Monday, you're raising it. What's the difference from now to then? It says government guidelines.
Guidelines.
So
guidelines.
Only half the cinema was allowed to be used. That was a Thursday. What's the difference from bloody Thursday till Monday?
I mean, we've done well there. We've gone from the Olympics to Superman. But yeah, you're right. I just can't see the point. It's just going to be such a fiasco.
It's just no atmosphere, is there?
I don't watch the Olympics anyway, to be fair. I mean, the Olympics in my eyes is the fastest, the strongest, the best boxer, the one who can
But there's
throw
no
the furthest.
personalities anymore. No. When we were young, we had Carl Lewis, Ben Johnston. Who's the English guy?
Daley Thompson.
Daley Thompson.
Oh, Daley Thompson was fucking brilliant.
Yeah, we had character. Who was the girl?
Tessa Sanderson.
Yeah, the American
Fatima.
one with the nails.
Oh yeah.
She was dead fast. Flojo.
That Flojo, that right?
Right, we had all these different characters. The guy with the bald head was a brilliant swimmer.
Duncan
Goodhue. Who is there now?
Fuck knows. You're not allowed to have a personality now, though, Chris. If
It's terrible.
If you have a personality now, people will come down on you.
Yeah, because you can't say anything. I don't know any of them.
No, I don't know.
To be honest,
I haven't got a fucking clue. If you ask me who's represented England, Britain, in the Olympics for the 100 metres, I have no fucking clue. Alan Wells, I'd have said, from 1980 when he won in Russia.
The only one I know is this girl called Dina Asher someone, only because she's brought out this yogurt that tastes dead nice.
Right, yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. Who's them two brothers? Is it the Brown brothers?
Oh, they do that. What's that running? Triathlon, don't they?
I know them. Well, I think I know them.
But in answer to your question, am I interested in Olympics? No, not at all.
Well, they've got horse disco in it, isn't they? Where people ride a horse in the dressage, and somebody sits there and marks the. That's interpretation. It's not the fastest, the strongest, the hardest boxer, this and that. It's just shit. Fucking BMX now.
Yeah,
I know.
Skateboard. How can you have somebody? Oh yeah, really good skateboarder. Give him a gold medal. Why?
I do like gymnastics though.
Why?
I can understand.
You
what
always
saying.
look at the. You let me down.
As I always say, I've just realised I've clicked.
No, but I love. When you watch the men's as well and the strength.
Yeah.
And
but that's another one where it's interpretation, isn't it? When somebody jumps across and does a couple of somersaults and fucking hands up and.
Yeah, but the bars and the horse, I think it's amazing. The women's gymnastics, I'll have a quick flicker. I might watch it for,
what kind of flicker would you have?
11 hours straight, but it's just a quick. But I love gymnastics.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I can see what you're saying. You've got to respect any bloke who can put his arms out on them rings.
That core strength.
Fucking hell.
I'm telling you now.
I couldn't even lift myself up on the bastard rings.
You know, at my old gym, they used to do a challenge where you have the cow bar and you hold on to it and say how long. And I think, well, in them days, I was pretty strong.
Do you do that rope thing?
Yeah. Because that is good for core strength. So you'd hold yourself, and I'd do it for maybe 90 seconds.
Yeah.
Now, can you imagine rings stretching out, your forearms, your wrist, but it's all in your core, and then they'll spin, and then they do a double bloody flip.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Your body is amazing.
Right, well, we're going to round this up because my battery's going on my thing. Thanks for this, lads. I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope you've enjoyed this podcast, folks. We love doing them. I hope you enjoy them. Catch us on Audio Boom as well. Go check me out there because I want this us three to grow if possible. Okay, lads, you want to say bye?
Bye, and blooming not.
Bye. Hi,
See you,
Jackson.
Laters.